and welcome to Against the Fence. This is the place to be if you're obsessed and passionate about the UFC. And in this show, myself and Ash are going to be breaking down this UFC 278 main card for you guys. Now, usually on a Thursday night leading up to a pay-per-view, we give you the People's Picks show. But unfortunately, Sai cannot be here this week. He is away in Scotland. So me and Ash thought, you know what? Should we just do a breakdown?
Something's got to go out. Something's got to go out for you, wonderful people. So, you know, obviously you always give us good thoughts and good feedback on the People's Picks anyway. So why not just get your thoughts in the chats anyway and we just break it down? So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be the same sort of layout. We're going to be sort of deciding who's got the advantage in the striking, grappling, power, speed,
and cardio.
But stay tuned throughout the end of this video because right at the end, if you keep your screen on, you're going to get redirected to another video. It's a much shorter video, and it's a video of us going around UFC London asking people if Leon Edwards has got a chance against Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, we listened to that.
We listened to your guys' picks, your predictions for that fight, and your thoughts and feelings. So yeah, do stay tuned for that. It's going to be an exciting one.
Well, we've got Sai in the chat. Welcome in, Sai. Nicky my intro, you bastard.
Welcome in, Sai. Welcome in, Adam Peak as well.
Yes, Adam Peak.
Hello, my friends. Missed y'all. Mate, we've missed you, my friend. We've missed you. Absolutely good to see you back again. I see
welcome
Breezy
in. Is it Breezy as well? Always,
yes.
As always. Welcome
Love
in, buddy.
Love that. Good stuff, gentlemen. But let's get on with this show. One Punch Man is in there as well. Remember me?
There he is. I remember you.
Oh, it's good to meet you. I don't think we've met before. I'm JK. And nice to meet you, One Punch Man. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to smash the like button on the video as well, guys. I think we've
had a bit of a change to this main card, didn't we?
We have. And we're going to get into it in a bit.
Oh, furious.
I'm a little bit mad about it because coming into this, I had my horse. I've done my research. Done my tape on Tybura versus Alexander Romanov.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And that fight's been moved. Exactly. But yeah, we're going to get into that change in just a sec. I think we should pretty much go straight to
Tyson Pedro versus Harry Hunsucker.
Yes, so as you can see it there. Boom. So that's Tyson Pedro, Harry Hunsucker.
This one's an interesting matchup, really, because obviously we've seen Harry Hunsucker at heavyweight. And he's jumping down to light heavyweight for this fight. And he's fighting a dog in Tyson Pedro, who's actually on a tear at the moment.
He is. He's impressive.
So good, man. So good.
Don't get me wrong. A lot of people, I've been seeing things on Twitter, on the waves. People have been saying, why is this fight opening the main card? It doesn't make sense. Harry Hunsucker's, he's been fighting on prelims and things like that. He's not got the greatest of records in the UFC. As you can see, in MMA overall, as you can see, he's at 7-5 as a professional. But for me, this fight was made to showcase Tyson Pedro because he's very talented. And I think Joe Rogan's thought very highly of him. I think, has he got a kickboxing background? He's very high on jiu-jitsu. And he's got a black belt in Kempo and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and
Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, and like you said, Kempo, and then obviously Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, very highly graded,
Yeah, but he's been around since 2013.
Yes.
He made his UFC debut at UFC Fight Night, Whitaker versus Brunson back in 2016. And, he beat Khalil Roundtree, who's obviously a very skillful striker as well. So that's a good win to have. Then he obviously
as well
went on to beat Paul Craig. So some good names. But then, he's hit some hard blocks in his career. He lost Ilya to Latifi via decision.
Yeah, he's a beast as well.
Over St. Preux via submission, straight arm bar. So I think that's a credit to OSP's submission game, to be honest, that loss. And then he obviously then got TKO'd by Mauricio Shogun Rua back in 2018. A Shogun who's kind of, been up and down.
Yeah.
He's kind of past his prime a little bit. But look, Tyson Pedro came back after a couple of years, back in April against Ike Villanueva and looked phenomenal.
Yeah, 4 years, raw.
yeah, exactly.
Wow,
First round. And stopped him with leg kicks as well.
Yeah, no, this is what I'm saying as well. Obviously, I watched him at early days as well. Like you said, when he was beating the likes of Paul Craig and Roundtree. And even then, obviously, like you said, Joe Rogan speaking highly of him. I thought highly of him. And then, but I think everyone will sort of hit a stone in the road, if you know what I mean. And he's hit that by hitting 2 veterans in St. Preux and Rua.
Yeah.
But I think he's on that wave now, and he's getting his foot through the door now. And I think he's gonna showcase his skills against Harry Hunsucker.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Joe Rogan's thought highly of this guy. Maybe he's kind of stepped into the UFC a little bit too early in his MMA career.
Yeah,
I mean, when is too early these days?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
you know, we got Alex Pereira coming straight in there, like after like one pro fight. But I mean, you know, there's reasons behind that. But yeah, for me, this fight, I mean, looking through the stats, as we can see, there's only 1 inch height advantage for Pedro. The weight's going to be interesting to see how they both weigh in come fight night. Bit of a reach, 9-inch reach advantage for Tyson Pedro, and his style, his striking style is very long. I think this is going to be a very awkward fight for Harry Hunsucker.
Harry Hunsucker needs to turn this into a brawl. He needs to get in close, turn it into a brawl, because otherwise, like you mentioned earlier, the leg kicks of Tyson Pedro, the reach advantage of Tyson Pedro, and he will dominate that reach.
Yeah, no, 100%. I personally think it is a matchup that's set up for Tyson Pedro to get the highlight reel knockout.
Yes, yeah, 100%, mate.
In my opinion, you know, as you see, percentages there, knockout TKO percentage goes to Harry Hunsucker, of course, which is surprising, but the submission advantage for Pedro. Yeah, more average fight time for Tyson Pedro as well. You know, I think Harry Hunsucker's like one of these guys who's literally every fight he's been in has never gone past the first round, I think.
No, yeah, because I remember his debut against what a debut he had against Tybura. Again, mismatch there.
Yeah.
I can't remember who his last loss was against though. Was it? Oh, he's not got a wicker.
Hang on, I'll get it for you in just a sec. So it'll be on Tapology, won't it?
Oh yeah, he's not got a Wikipedia. So
no, Justin Tuffer, that was the one. He got head kicked in the first round.
Yeah, so again, two brawlers. Like again, it's not really good, is it?
No, and you know he's been TKO'd by Dontel Mays as well. Never been submitted, so that's gonna be interesting.
Yes, that's gonna be interesting. Yeah. I think Pedro can actually TKO him, to be honest.
Yeah, same. I think some juicy numbers there. Not much really to report. As I say, both guys are fairly going to be fairly even-ish. Significant striking advantage to Tyson Pedro. Yeah. Although the landed per minute percentage is a lot higher for Harry Hunsucker.
Is it?
Yeah, I think. Should we go to the gauge on this one? Let's head on
let's
in.
Jump straight in.
Let's talk about striking then. Who's it going to be? Come on.
I've got to go Tyson Pedro.
Tyson Pedro. I think it's pretty obvious.
I do, honestly. Just
clear as day.
He mixes it up a lot more. Obviously, I've not seen much leg kicks of mixing it up with Harry Hunsucker. He's purely just hands. And
he's brawler. Yeah, he just get in your face, make it ugly. Yeah. Land shots to the body and just try and land shot up top, basically.
Yeah.
But
Tyson can do it all, man.
Yeah, for sure. And then I think it's probably safe to say that Grappling is going to go for Tyson Pedro on this one.
Yes.
Clear as day there. Power, though.
The power. We could give the power to Harry Hunsucker, surely, because he's coming down from heavyweight. Hopefully, the power stays with him. But
there we go.
It's got to be Harry Hunsucker. We get to you in the chats in just a second.
Yeah. Speed.
Tyson Pedro, man, he's quick
all day. He is. There we go. I'm just trying to find the buttons. So I normally does the buttons. It's my first time on these buttons tonight, so bear with. We might get some wrong a few times. Cardio then.
Well, as Harry Hunsucker can't even get out of the first round, I've got to go Tyson Pedro.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, as you can see there,
just because I've seen more of Tyson Pedro, I've seen him sort of be in wars and fight back, and so I've got to go Tyson Pedro.
Yeah, this is our grading. If you disagree, let us know in the chats, of course.
Yeah,
let
us
know. No fear in that. Breezy says, want to get involved in one of these people's picks next time. There's a meet. Now I'm involved more. Oh, sweet.
Love it.
Yeah, man, absolutely. You can send them over anytime you want. Obviously, the next one we'll be doing will be for the UFC 279 one. We've also got picks from Chris Curtis as well. to come out on that one. So yeah, do get him.
I didn't hear his picks. I'll have to off air have a little little look at that. I actually forgot to have a look.
You can have a look on Saturday, my man.
I can indeed.
And then also we've got Adam Peake saying, "Do my well, my friend. Been real busy lately, but I'm cooking and had to hop on to support the homies." Mate, you are the man. Yes, Adam. I love that. Love that, my man. Hope you cooking up an awesome feast for yourself there. Sai says, 4-inch reach advantage will be key in the star matchups, I reckon. He also says, has the UFC website had a do-over, got a new look? I've opened it up on Safari, and maybe, it does look kind of weird.
Yeah, but it fucking needs updating. Some of the stats are so wrong as well. So.
Yeah, it's just throwing me off. Angus Jenkins says, 4 inches.
Yes, Angus.
That's huge. I'd say too much even. Oh, wow, there you go. Thanks for your input there, Angus. Good to see you as always, my man. Looking forward to hearing from you this weekend, of course.
Yes, can't wait, buddy.
Well, okay, that's pretty much move on then to the next fight, shall we? I'm nearly going up.
Yeah, well, we would have been talking about Marcin Tybura against Alexander Romanov, which I actually would have loved to have break down, to be honest.
Yeah.
If we have time at the end, we could jump back to it, but, you know.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, this one, as like I said at the start, is got us by surprise a little bit.
Yeah.
Wu Yanan versus Lucy Pudilova. I think I've said that right.
Love that. Yeah.
From the Czech Republic there. You've got Yanan, who's got Yanan, who's got the more experience out of the two, 12-5 as a record, whereas as Lucy there has got 8-6. Not much in it really in terms of stats. Leg reaches a lot more though for Lucy. Intriguing.
Yeah, so it's a very weird one to jump up to the main card, but like Wu Yanan, she's coming off 3 losses now, and if anyone doesn't know that Lucy previously was in the UFC a couple of years ago, and has now been re-signed. So again, this could be the turning of the tide where you see Lucy coming back. Obviously, she's got a few wins under her belt, now back in the UFC, and you could see, as I was saying, Wu Yanan coming off 3 losses. She could be going out the door while Lucy comes back in the door.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so, true. If those stars align and Lucy gets the job done, then maybe. But for me, I honestly do not get why this fight has been moved to the main card. It makes 0 sense. Like, I've got one good reason why it probably would be. But it's very rare that we get these sort of last-minute replacement fights in the lead up to a pay-per-view event. You know, normally that main card is set in stone. The fact they've added this one in, a few days later baffles me. But I think the only reason that I can think is that, and I've noticed this as a bit of a pattern, I think the UFC have been trying to put at least one female fight on the main card.
Yes, but then again, if you're going to bloody do that, you put Amanda Maverick on there.
Exactly.
Which we said earlier before we come live, because obviously Amanda Maverick's talented as I don't know what. And yeah, I'm truly baffled how they've not put that one on there.
Yeah.
But again, that is a great point. That's probably maybe in pay-per-views, they probably want to showcase a women's fight, which I can understand. Obviously, it's the world of mixed martial arts. We can't discriminate.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I was going to pick a fight, and I'm sure you and everyone that watching would have picked Amanda Maverick, to be honest, but who knows?
Yeah, Maverick versus Shayna
Young. They could shut us up because obviously we saw the women's fight last week, and them two went to town for 3 rounds. So who knows?
Yeah, I mean, maybe they've both got a lot to prove.
Well, Yanan needs to win, so she might hell for leather and go for it.
Yeah,
but she does have good wrestling. But Lucy likes to be in your face and literally march forward. So it's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah. I guess, was it a typical striker versus grappler type scenario?
Yeah.
Honestly, because, I mean, Miranda Maverick, I think, would have made sense. She's 10-4 in the division. I think she's looked good. She's coming off a win against Sabrina Mazzo. Yeah. Her opponent, Shayna Young, she's coming off of a win as well against Gina Mazzani. That was a TKO finish in round 2 back in April as well. So, yeah, I'm honestly baffled. But, Pudilova like you said, making a second stint in the UFC.
Yeah.
She's got 2 knockouts, 2 submissions on her resume, 9 decisions.
Yeah. So yeah, and apparently Yunan's lost a lot of close split decisions as well. So she's been kind of unlucky. They've been close fights. So this one for me. Obviously, you got, as I said, Wu Yunan likes to grapple, but then you've got Lucy that likes to march forward and land punches. So again, it could just marry up as striker versus grappler, really, and just who knows? Who knows though?
Well, as we can see here, Yunan's got the more TKO percentage, the more submissions percentage out of the 2. If we go into significant strikes, I mean, Yunnan basically kills it.
Yeah,
really, across the board in terms of landed per minute, significant strikes, absorbed per minute as well.
Yeah.
But the defense favors Pudilova, which is quite surprising.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to get a bit mad with this scroller. I know I am. Is it worth going to the gauge for this one? Do you reckon you can give it a shot, Ash?
I can give it a go. I've seen a little bit of, but that was literally like yesterday and this morning.
Okay. Okay.
You know.
So for striking, then, who are you giving it to?
I'm going to give the striking to Lucy.
Oh, Lucy. Okay.
Yeah.
As I remember my buttons. Are they okay?
Yeah.
Grappling then?
He's going to have to go to Yunnan. Wu Yunnan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the percentage wise and stats wise, clearly is pretty clear there. Power.
Mate, Wu Yunnan as well. I think she's got a little bit more pop to her punches than Lucy.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, so 2-1 Yunnan at the moment. Speed though.
Now this is where it comes down to. Yeah, I'm torn on this one, mate.
Yeah.
I'm actually not sure, but probably because what we see is landed more was Lucy, right, and obviously absorbed more Wu Yunnan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we could give it to Lucy then for speed, just purely because she's going to land more frequently.
Okay, that ties it then. What is the last one? Cardio. Who are you giving that for?
This is the thing as well, because obviously they both got decent cardio. Actually, I'll tell you what. I'm going to give the cardio to Wu Yunnan.
Wu Yunnan. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just because keeps going. And I know I said about Lucy coming forward and punches, but
she took Mario Beno Silva to a decision, of course. Jocelyn Edwards as well. Jocelyn Edwards has got great cardio.
Yeah.
She had a few decision losses. Unfortunate. Okay. That's fair. Oh, do you know what? I'm missing these up again. There we go. Okay. There's all the ticks in. So giving the advantage to Wu Yunnan in this women's, what is it? Bantamweight bout.
Yes. It is a bantamweight bout. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Alrighty. Cool. Let's catch up with the guys in the chats then. As I clear this. Boosh. Let's see. Angus says, surely they just take off Pedro versus Hunsucker, Romanov versus Tybura, are 2 ranked heavyweights for fuck's sake. That's a good point. There's a solid point there as well.
Mate, that is a spot on point, yeah, because you got that's crazy that they're taking off that for it is. But that's what I'm saying. If you want a women's fight, obviously choose a women's fight. But then, like you've just mentioned there, mate, spot on. How can you have Tyson Pedro against Harry Hunsucker there when you got 2 ranked? I know they want to hype the prelims, don't they? Really, they want a decent headliner, which I can understand. That is a decent headliner for the prelims, which again, it kind of kind of arguments it. But yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah. Breezy says. Breezy says. At least there's a 69 in there. Oh, okay. I think he's on about the maybe Romanov versus Tybura fight there. Can you stop telling me Wu me Nan making me feel sick? Says Breezy. He says 8 and 6 in the UFC. I might have a chance to be a pro fighter. Adam says, I know the clock and round graphics during fights updated a few weeks ago. Oh, he's on about the website. Okay.
I can't wait to get into the next one, man. I'm fucking so pumped for this fight, man. So pumped. I can't wait. Come on. Tell me. Come on.
All right. Okay. This one's probably the most fun. Obviously, as you know,
I'm fucking so
excited. I'm the most excited for this fight.
Yeah.
right here. José Aldo versus Merab Dvalishvili. Now, to be fair, when this fight got announced, and you know me, I'm a José Aldo fan. Hit me up with all the 13-second memes you want. I don't care. I knew it was going to happen that night. It was going to be Conor's night. But look, he's had some resurgence in this bantamweight division. But when this, like I said, when this fight was made, I was like, shit. Because Merab's an absolute killer, man, and nobody wanted to fight this guy in this division. I'm pretty sure Dominic Cruz probably ducked him at one point a few months ago. But José Aldo steps up, and I think it's a big point to prove for Aldo. If you get past Merab,
that's the thing.
He can get past Aldo.
Yeah, but this is the thing for me. I think because of the name of José Aldo, if he gets past Merab, and I think if he stops him, I think he's there for the title. I don't think he has to fight another time for the belt, just purely because he's come out in public and said that he wants to retire. But then, I do understand it all depends who wins. But yeah, all right, tell a lie, yeah, because there is actually a few people above him. You've got the Corey Sandhagens, obviously. Yeah, all right. Don't listen to me.
Yeah, I mean, I know where you were getting.
Yeah,
I was
I
about
know,
to intervene.
Yeah,
to tell you that Merab's just been absolutely slaughtering people. He hasn't had that many top competition kind of type of fighters.
Yeah,
his last win was against Marlon Moraes. Okay, he came back. He looked good when he came back. And Marlon Moraes is a former title challenger, but it was Marlon Moraes who was kind of, slipping a bit, quite a bit in this division. Then before that, he beat Cody Stammen. I think that was at featherweight, though. That might have been the catchweight. He did beat John Dodson, which is another title challenger, which is impressive.
Yes.
But you go through these names, there's nobody in the top half of the division. And this kind of almost translates to what people say about Islam Makhachev. But the reality is, not a lot of people wanted to fight Islam Makhachev. So you can slate him all you want for not having any top five fights or top five wins. When no one wanted to fight him. And it's the same with Merab. The only difference here with Merab is obviously he's training partners with the current champ, Aljamain Sterling. So who knows what kind of scenario is going to happen there? Because if Merab beats Aldo, that's another, that's a former champion you've added to your list, your resume. So, it would be big in terms of, where you go from there. He would be forced to kind of fight these other guys.
Yeah, because them two are in cahoots of who's doing what, I think. I mean, Aldo and, not Aldo, Sterling and Merab. Because at one point, I think Sterling said he'd go up if Merab continues to win. Yeah. And then I heard that Merab was going to go down. I'm thinking, fucking hell, if he goes down, fucking hell.
Can he even make that way?
Can you make 125? Like, what the fuck?
No, he's built like a brick shithouse.
I know. I was like, wow. If it makes sense, for Aldo to go up because of how big he is for the bantamweight division anyway. Yeah. But like the interesting stat as well, before we get into it, is Aldo's still one of the former champions from 2011.
Yes.
Still be in the top three.
No, that just says how good this guy is.
It shows he's still got it. And stylistically, I think it's a good matchup. I know you said when this fight was made, we saw even myself a little bit was like, oh shit, yeah, Merab's a killer. But Marlon Moraes sort of like put the blueprint to not beat him, but sort of showed a little bit of inkling of where sort of the path to victory was. Because one, we know how good José Aldo's leg kicks are, and they were devastating. Even Marlon Moraes landed some devastating leg kicks against Merab. And he was stopping the striking of Merab coming forward. And we all, like, the one thing as well, Merab was throwing wild. So, and who's such a good counter puncher? José Aldo.
José Aldo, mate, phenomenal. One of the best in the game to do it. But I mean, let's talk about the point in that fight, and obviously we'll get back into this weekend and the watch along as well.
Honestly, we could talk about this fight for the rest of this. Like, honestly, I could talk forever about these two. It's insane.
I'll ask you the question now, and I'll ask it again at the watch along, because different people will be tuning in. We'll get more different people during the watch along, and it'll be nice to get their opinions as well. We saw Merab get dropped against Marlon Moraes in that last fight in the first round, but was able to recover. Is Aldo the type of person to put away Merab if he lands that left hook?
He's like, this is what I mean. I think he's got more of the killer instinct than Marlon Moraes. I know Marlon Moraes at the time was a bit of a killer coming up. I know, but like you said at the start of when we got into this fight breakdown, he was sort of on a decline as such. And obviously his cardio has been a question. His chin's been a question. And now that Aldo's obviously at featherweight, people question his cardio, but he's on point at the moment. And I just think if he does rock Merab, I don't think there's no way back from Merab.
No, yeah, okay. I mean, that's a fair point. But you know, at the end on the other hand, the counter argument for it is, well, you know, Aldo couldn't finish Rob Font.
No, that's very true. Very true.
But on the other hand, at the same time, he dropped Rob Font, but very late into that round one. And he kind of dropped him again later on in the fight. But obviously, when that was later on in the fight, fatigue starts to hit it, set in, and things like that. So, you know, if Aldo's going to get the job done, would you say it's got to be in the first round or two?
Oh, so he's saying if Aldo sort of like not gasses out, but sort of throws all his toys. But Aldo's always started like slow anyway, isn't he? Really? He does. So, I think second round. Personally,
okay,
I think he gets him out of the second round. Ooh, don't copy my pick, Si.
Look at that. Mad. But then, you know, Merab's going to be relentless with the takedown.
Yeah, this is the thing as well. Like, I'm not discrediting Merab in any shape or form here because Merab's a killer. He's got a chin. We all saw that. Who knows? Like I said, Aldo could be looking for the finish at the end of the round. Like you said, when he hurt Rob Font, he could be looking for the finish. But I just think he won't be looking for the finish. The finish should be there if he hurts him.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to get into Gage in just a sec.
Yeah, we'll get to the chats in a second. Oh, go on, you go for it
now because we've had quite a lot. Welcome in, Taylor Young, my man.
Yes,
welcome in,
Taylor
Damo.
Young.
Welcome
Damo,
in, Chris
where have you been?
As well.
Chris Santiago.
Fellas, pop a like on the video. Good to see you as always. Let's read some of these chats out then.
Yes.
Damien says Aldo breaks his leg in the second.
Oh, shut up.
I'm pretty sure I said that in the Rob Font fight.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah, you did as well. Or one of the fights.
You made one of the Aldo fights.
Against Pedro Munoz.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Good call. Adam Peak says the 135-pound division is so much action coming up. It's going to be the most exciting division in the UFC, and I love 155, but 135 is just so deep. I know it's such a big contest between 155 and 135 at the moment. Michael Paling, yes, Michael, welcome in.
Yes, welcome in, buddy.
I see you in there, my man. He says, I've lost it now. Where is it? He says, age is the issue for Aldo. Father time. I mean, we've all seen it lately.
Yeah, we saw it with Dominic Cruz.
Lately, so yeah, you could be right.
I just don't see Merab putting Aldo away, though.
Really?
I just don't see it.
It'd be ground and pound. He's got to take Aldo and get the ground and pound off, I think.
Can he keep someone like Aldo down, though?
No. Yeah.
But yeah, you've said, I think that's the way. Obviously, if this was 5 rounds, then I could see how
late finish from Merab.
Yeah, 100%. That changes the whole concept of this fight. If it's 5 rounds, I'll be picking Merab.
Yeah. Taylor Young says he can't stand TJ. Totally juiced Dillashaw. Okay, we've got Breezy says, I hope Aldo doesn't take much damage and ends up on the Rio card next.
Oi, that is a brilliant shout.
Love that, absolutely. Chris Santiago says, not Tom Selleck, back in great fashion. Me down, be safe, grind out decision. I think you meant to say Merab. Merab by safe grind out decision, very similar to the to Yarn, but not 5 rounds. Okay, I see. Okay, good.
Yes, I like it. Yeah.
Thought there. Popper Chuck is in the house. He says, I hope if the altitude will affect Aldo, being that he just flew in recently. Ooh, okay. So you're noticing some slight little potential caveats in this fight that could sway it the other way, of course. It'd be interesting to see who your money's on if you are a betting person. Damien Collins says Andrew Tate sleeps in both. Oh, God's sake. Is that the Andrew Tate who does the accents, lad? Because he's an Andrew Tate as well. Anyway, moving on. Breezy HDTV says Merab on good fight win streak, though I feel like it's all well behind him. Sorry, these chats are really small on my screen. I should really there we go. Let's
but thank you all for coming up with some great points there. Well done.
Yeah, man. Cracking stuff.
Loving it.
Cracking stuff. Angus said to me, why would people make fun of 13 seconds? That's age, man. In my opinion, far too long. I mean, I don't know. he's looking good though lately. That's the thing. It's it's touch and go. Okay, let's move on then to let's glance
The
over
gauge.
the stats. Yeah,
Oh,
real
stats
quick.
first. Sorry.
There's 2-inch reach for Aldo. Ooh, I've lost it. Obviously, the win percentage there by knockout is massive in favor of Aldo. He's had more experience in the UFC.
Yes.
Decision percentage there for Merab Dvalishvili. So I think, if you're a betting man, Merab decision would be a good shout.
Yeah.
And obviously the TKO, like we said, for José Aldo, the former champion. Interesting landed per minute is a lot more for Dvalishvili. I guess we've already touched upon that already, just because of his output wise and the fact that Aldo starts off a little bit slow and is very patient.
Yeah.
The significant strikes percentage is a lot more bigger. So, Merab's got a rush to get this on the feet, in my opinion. Let's look at the gauge then. Striking.
I'm going to go Aldo on this one.
Yeah.
No hesitation. It's got to be Aldo.
Yep, for sure.
It's not, it mixes it up, so it's just got to be. It's got to be. I don't even need to back up myself.
Yeah. Now, grappling is a bit of a tough one.
It is a tough one.
Aldo's got very underrated jiu-jitsu, which has been said about for years. He's had multiple world champ. I think he's been in world championships actually in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. If I'm not really, been to Rio World Cup 2004, 2003. National champions in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So guys grappling is phenomenal. But
yes, not seen it.
Is it going to be the strength of Merab Dvalishvili that gets this fight to the ground and is able to nullify José Aldo?
So that's you've said it spot on there. This is sometimes when we get into this one here, the grappling, there's a lot of even me and you have gone back and forth on this before, and you've said it there. Can Merab's strength counter the jiu-jitsu aspect of José Aldo? And this is where it could lie in the Charles Oliveira and the Islam Makhachev. Could Islam's strength counteract the jiu-jitsu of Oliveira? But we're getting to that in another day. But just for an example. So for grappling wise, I'm going to give it to Dvalishvili.
Yeah, I would like to do that as well. He's got that Sambo background, and I guess we are going to see sort of the previews, if you will, of maybe Charles versus. Actually, no. Yeah. Charles's jiu-jitsu is the streets ahead, I think, still. In my opinion, it's a toss-up though. Power.
It's got to go to Aldo for me.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I just think the level of knockouts he's had in the past.
Yeah.
The spectacular ones.
And like you said, Merab likes to just wrestle, if you know what I mean, as well. And he's not got that pop like Aldo has that pop.
He does. Both guys obviously hit hard, but I'd edge it to Aldo in that one. Speed though.
Aldo, man, fucking Aldo, and he's against Rockhold and against Pedro. Fucking the combos he was throwing against Pedro Munoz as well. Like he's still got it, even at bantamweight when he was quick at featherweight as well.
True. Yeah, he's just slightly quicker.
Yeah, just slightly quicker. Merab's quick as well, but.
Yeah, there's not much in it.
I have to give it to Aldo, man.
Yeah.
Again, give us your thoughts on this in the chat. Get your thoughts on if you think we're wrong. Give us your opinions.
If you agree so far, hit a like on the button. Hit the like button, of course. If you do. Taylor Young says, I think if Jose finishes him, it's by TKO. Very underrated Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but I don't see him subbing Merab personally. Yeah, I mean, I think Merab's just a killer, and it kind of leads on to the cardio aspects then.
Got to give it to Dvalishvili.
I think that cardio aspect, will be enough for him to fight off the submissions, especially if it was in the later rounds. Yeah, like we said, the strength and combined.
I still never forget when fucking Merab was cycling out of that guillotine against Ricky Simone. Fucking hell! If you're not seeing Ricky Simone fight Merab Dvalishvili, go and check it out because it was in the third round. And Ricky Simone had him in a mounted guillotine. And Merab's just sat there moving his legs, just trying to wiggle his way out. And he was there for ages and he fought out of it, man. So crazy. Yeah,
very similar to Volkanovski against Fortune, I guess.
Yeah.
The way that he was just shifting his body around. But maybe in the future, those two could probably square off again. Ricky Simone.
Yeah, potentially, because Ricky Simone's on a tear.
Yeah, so as you can see on the gauge at the moment, we got it 3-2 for Aldo for the aspects of striking, power, and speed. But whether or not he gets it done on the night is going to be intriguing.
Yes.
Because, like, I think the control time of Merab would probably factor heavily.
Yeah, I think if he the way to get
down.
Aldo down is to put him up against the fence and work on him and wear on him. Because I think if you get a takedown out of the open air, like he was at featherweight, I think he can just spring back to his feet. He's so good at getting back to his feet. And if he's in the middle of the octagon, he will find a way to get back to his feet. If you're up against the fence, pressuring him, and like Merab's good at doing that, wearing on him. And I think if he does that, he could win a decision. But I think just Aldo's just too good, sneaky getting out. He always gets out of the gate, doesn't he? Always just. But yeah.
True. Damo says, I had no clue this fight was this weekend. I've been so disconnected, man.
Well, to be fair, mate, where have you been, brother?
Yeah, no. Damien's been a busy boy.
Yeah, I know, buddy. I know.
But yeah, let's move on then to the next fight.
Hope all is well, Damo. Hope all is well.
Yeah, hope all is well indeed. Holla at your boy. We'll move on to the co-main event now.
Yes, again, this one's another interesting one.
I know. I'm really excited for this one.
Yeah,
I mean,
same.
Both guys have obviously not been as active as of recent. Luke Rockhold has been out for a hot second. I think was it 2000? He got knocked out by Jan Blachowicz. That was it, 2019 July.
2019,
so
yeah,
long time, and that was his debut at light heavyweight, I believe.
Yes,
at the time. You know, it's a lot of people dislike Luke Rockhold, and I kind of get it because of just his attitude and the way he's at, right?
Yeah.
I'm actually I actually want to see him get back to winning ways, and you know he hasn't been the same since the Bisping loss. You know, he got knocked out by Yoel Romero, devastating fashion. You know, that was in the third round.
Yeah.
Jan Blachowicz, he thought, okay, I'm going to try light heavyweight. Got knocked into orbit by Jan Blachowicz. I mean, could have been a fight away from a title fight at light heavyweight.
Yeah.
But, you know, took some time out, back into the sport. He says he's, you know, re-energized. He says that watching Marlon Vera has really inspired him and things like that. But Ash, are we going to see another replica of somebody who's, you know, come back after some time out, reckons they've still got it, and then they're just here, in reality, they're just here to pick up on a payday?
It's one of them things, like I said to you as well. It's not really an easy fight for him to come back to as well. A guy that's going to do what Romero does, just walk forward and throw bombs.
Yeah.
But that's the thing as well, because obviously Costa in his last fight when he lost to Izzy didn't really get in Izzy's face. He let Izzy dictate the rules of engagement, let Izzy set up his strikes, and didn't really turn it into a brawl, which he needed to do. If he turns it into a brawl and walks forward against Luke Rockhold, it's going to be an early night for Luke Rockhold. But if Luke Rockhold can keep him at bay with his kicks, it's going to be a long night for Costa, because we all know how talented Rockhold is, and we even said off air, like you said as well. In a way, I really would like to see Luke Rockhold get back to winning ways. One being stylistically, him and Izzy is a great matchup. Stylistically, if obviously a lot of people may disagree with me, but just stylistically, like obviously the kicking game of Rockhold, the grappling aspects of Luke Rockhold. Yeah. Look what he did to Chris Weidman, full mount to Chris Weidman, and we all know how good wrestling credentials he's got.
Spot on, yeah.
So for him to go on and if he can go on and beat Costa, maybe one more fight, but I know he'd be screaming for the title after this fight, but I think he needs to get one more win after Costa to potentially get a title shot, but who knows? But like you said, mate, I'm really excited to see what Rockhold has got up his sleeve and see if he can get the win.
Yeah, because he's had some solid wins in the UFC's middleweight division, and what's great about Luke Rockhold is there's not that many jiu-jitsu practitioners in the middleweight division. No. You know, anymore there isn't. You know, you've got Andre Muniz who's coming up at the moment. He's going to be there potentially next year, maybe, if he carries on winning. But, you know, that's the reason why I'm excited to want to see Luke Rockhold propel more.
Yes.
You know, is this fight going to be the one to
is it too much for him? Because he could Rockhold could have come back and fought anyone, but like you can see his ambitions trying to get to the title and fast track everyone. But again, it could be another matchup Costa when he fought Uriah Hall. I'm not saying Luke Rockhold's got the same striking as Uriah Hall. Again, arguably a little bit different, but like vice versa with Costa walking forward and banging.
On paper, it's the worst stylistic matchup for Luke Rockhold. Because when you look at the stats, you look at these guys, the wins. These guys, both of them barely go to a decision.
Yeah.
You know, you've got 11 knockouts for Paulo Costa, one submission, and he's only gone to a decision, twice, and he's won one, lost one. And then on the other hand, when you go to Luke Rockhold, as you've probably seen a Twitter post from yesterday or today, yesterday, again, Luke Rockhold, 6 knockouts, 8 submissions, 2 by decision. Those decision wins are quite intriguing actually, because one was to Tim Kennedy, who's a wrestler. One was against Jacare Souza, who's a great grappler and a legend himself. So, and then other than that, he's been knocked out 5 times. So
that's what I mean.
A horrible fight for him.
It is a horrible fight, because obviously everyone questions his chin. And like I said a second ago, he's fighting a guy that knocks people dead.
Yeah.
I mean,
big risk, big reward, though,
yes,
right?
Yeah, that's so true. So true.
So it's going to be interesting. So Chris Santiago says he's got Costa shouldn't be minus 340 against anyone. He also says everyone's sleeping. Oh, no, he's on about Luke Rockhold by decision, plus 550.
Ooh, good odds.
Good odds. Taylor Young saying Paulo, the Drunken King, will win via vicious knockout. Chris also says everyone's sleeping on him. I understand, but they made this fight for a reason. I think he's referring to Luke Rockhold.
Yeah.
Anthony 96 is in the chat. Yes, my man. He says just needs to keep his head up. Or your chin tucked. Bob is in the house as well.
Yes, Bob.
Pop a like on the video, guys. This is awesome. Good turnout tonight. He says, am I the only one choosing Luke? Not sure if Luke has elite footwork, but if you do, from what I have seen, it makes him so much easier to deal with. True, but is that something that he's perhaps worked on with Jason Perillo during this time off? You'd expect it, right? Come on, let's get back on winning ways, Luke. Bob says Josh Thompson, I think, said that Luke is 195 pounds, which is surprising, meaning he has just cut 10 pounds. Okay, so maybe he's coming in to lean in this. But then at the same time, I've seen a lean Paulo Costa coming around.
Mate. He's been looking like in shape.
He looks
obviously
Red City.
Because potentially they could have had this fight at light heavyweight. But I think obviously Luke Rockhold probably thinking I'll get knocked out by a lot of light heavyweights. So but yeah, I've seen so many images of Paulo Costa. I know he looks ripped anyway, but I'm talking about lean, like crazy. He's coming in shape as well.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm very intrigued by this. A few more chats saying, Angus Jenkins says, I want to see Rockhold win, but no way, man. Costa is going to chin him in the first round. I'm going for under 60 seconds too. I mean, one thing we've not gone through this night is actually our predictions, which I guess we should probably wrap up in the end. I'm going to have to probably go with Costa knockout, though, as a safe bet.
It's the safest thing to bet. Yeah, if you like you said, I can't remember who pronounced that. If you're a betting man, then Luke Rockhold by decision or Luke. But then again, I could see Rockhold finishing Costa.
By a sub.
If
he can get Paulo gassed out, then yes, I can see him subbing him in the third
round sub.
Put money up, baby. I mean, yeah, we'll get into our expectations this weekend during the watch long and things like that. But there'll be more to it. During that show for sure. Breezy says definitely Burrito comes out swinging and it's too much. Ref stops it. Still waiting to see Paddy and Paulo eat ice cream together. Yeah, man. I think that'd be cute, wouldn't it? That'd be nice. Adam Peake says, imagine Costa gets a crisp right hook through and Rockhold eats it. My entire world will explode.
Yeah, imagine he eats the right hand from Costa.
Because literally one, and you think if that lands flush, he's dead.
Imagine he comes back with a chin. He's like starts eating punches and still walking forward. I'm like, I know. Shit on that.
No, I think Jason Perillo is going to be carrying Luke Rockhold out in a body bag. Sorry, he's going to be flatlined. Sorry, I shouldn't wish ill on fights, but You know, I'm just joking. I'm joking. Telly Young says Costa just needs to connect once and Luke's done. So look, yeah. That's exactly what we're
Let's
saying.
get into this.
Let's get into Gage then real quick because we got a video coming up straight after this live stream. Like I said, we've got some opinions from you guys, the fans from UFC London. So that video will be premiered straight after this show. But let's get into the Gage then. Striking.
I'm going to give it to Luke Rockhold.
Ooh, okay, yeah, all right. Mixes it up a little bit different to.
But then Power's got to go Costa. Power Costa.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, all right, we'll give that then. Grappling.
Luke Rockhold.
Luke. Yeah.
Luke.
Yeah, I think that's fair. A lot of submissions. Speed though.
I don't know because Costa's actually quite fast.
He is quite quick, and he's going to be coming in quite lean, I'd imagine. As well, it's going to be interesting to see.
Because, like, I know I've given striking to Luke Rockhold, but I'm thinking of like Paulo Costa's body kick as well. That's devastating.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. That's true.
I've just had
You've got Luke Rockhold likes to throw that question mark kick.
Exactly.
It's clever. It's not the most fast of the techniques, to be fair, but you know, it's a sneaky.
Yeah, I'm going to give the speed to Costa. You know.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I like that sound of that as well. Yeah. Cardio.
Just because
it's tied at the moment, 2 apiece.
It is, yeah. But I'm just trying to think. So 5 rounds, Costa's been once. Has it been 5 rounds once? And that was a light heavyweight against
Marvin Vettori. I think so. Well, no, he went. Did he go 5 rounds with your Romero, or was that 3?
Oh, it could have been a 5 rounder because them two.
No, it was 3. It was 3. Yeah, no, I think you're right. He's only gone 5 rounds once.
Yeah, so I've got to give the cardio to Luke then because he's done it more often.
Done it a few times. Yeah, he's been a bit battle tested in those areas. Okay, so believe it or not, as much as we've been saying that Paulo Costa is gonna or could potentially knock Luke dead, we got on 3 for Luke Rockhold in striking, grappling, and cardio. If you disagree with us, let us know.
Yes, Addicted to Combat is in the chat.
Oh, yes, Addicted to Combat. What are your opinions on this one, my man? You know, we've gone 3 sides for Luke at the moment to 2.
This is just obviously, like you said, this is the MMA maths. But, will I be picking Luke? I still don't know.
Yeah, he looks like Addicted to Combat is pumped for Paulo Costa as well. Israel Ferreros is in the house as well.
Yes, Israel Ferreros.
Luke isn't the Luke from AKA days, and Paulo is not the Paulo from the Romero. That fought Romero. It's kind of even. Ooh, okay.
Interesting.
And Breezy adds to that and says, and age. Taylor Young says Costa just needs to connect. Well, I've already read that one out. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're all going for... It's a value bet, says Chris Santiago. Absolutely.
Yeah, mate, 100%.
Yeah, and all the wine emojis are filling in. So, I mean, you know, this is the gauge. This is how we're ranking it. And, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but we'll see come fight night.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay, we need to move on then briefly to the main event. Now, Ash, you have watched recently back the first fight between these two. Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards. What did you make of the first fight?
Yeah, so the first fight between these two, if you haven't seen it, just go and watch it because you're going to see a lot of differences, obviously, in both, because obviously both have improved, obviously. But the main thing for me was the takedown defense from Leon Edwards. And I know Usman's improved in obviously striking and his grappling has improved, but Leon Edwards, his takedown defense was on point, and Usman did get him down, but was struggling. Bearing in mind that was a 3-round fight, so I'm thinking if Kamaru Usman is still struggling to get them takedowns early on, then Leon Edwards needs to make him pay for it, and he was making him pay for it in their first fight. So if he's going to do it in their first fight, and he's got more experience under his belt, his striking's improved. Leon Edwards has really underrated striking as well. He has great striking, and he was piecing up Usman as well. I'm not saying like piecing him up a lot, but like he was tagging him, should I say? Not piecing him up, tagging him. He was tagging him every time they were on the break, back to the center octagon, he was tagging him. And then Usman didn't like it, so he was going for a takedown. And then the takedown defense from Edwards prevailed, back to the center octagon. But obviously Usman just kept on going for these takedowns. Again, usually it's the one that is defending the takedown that's the one sort of like gassing, if you get what I mean. Because Usman would be the one pushing the pace, pressing him up against the fence and things like that. But this is the thing for me. I think it's good if Edwards makes him do that because it's a 5-round fight and he could Usman could gas.
Okay. Well, there's some good points there. I want to give this question to you then. Out of the two fighters from the last fight until now, who has developed the most in the striking category?
Striking, you put him on the spot now because obviously, just because obviously striking wise, Usman did strike before, but didn't strike that much.
Yeah, he was more predominantly a wrestler.
Yes, 100%. Like
was
Tyron Woodley just basically grappled. Same with obviously Damian Maia. Surprisingly, obviously grappled with Damian Maia and things. But against both Colby Covington, both fights, and then obviously both Masvidal fights, he was striking. And his striking's improved in them. And obviously he dropped Colby Covington in the first fight, dropped him in the second. And obviously we all saw what he did to Masvidal in the second fight. So you could arguably say Usman because he's starching people, but look what Leon Edwards was doing to Nate Diaz standing wise as well.
Yeah.
So, and obviously he rocked Bella Muhammad with that head kick before obviously the eye poke. Just purely because he's finished people, I'm going to go Usman.
Okay,
but that's just purely because he's knocked out Masvidal and dropped Colby Covington twice in both of their fights. And obviously, I know he finished him in the first fight, but still.
Yeah, I have to agree. You know, he's done a lot of work with. But
Leon's always had good striking anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But
that's why I'm giving it to Usman.
Are we going to see more of a wrestling game plan from Usman again?
100%. He's going to be grappling all day long, and I just think I don't think he can. Leon got a reach advantage in this?
Let's have a look now. No. Apparently, Kamaru Usman has the reach advantage by 2 inches.
Okay. It just looked like it when I was watching the first fight. It just looked like he had a bit of a slight edge in the reach advantage, just purely because of his jab was landing. We know he has a good 1-2 down the pipe, and it was just discouraging the forward pressure of Usman. Again, this was an early Usman, but to be honest, if you're a betting man, like honestly, I would stick money on Edwards.
Yeah. Honestly, would you take Edwards' decision?
I would take Edwards' decision, just purely because he's going to defend the takedown, take it back to the middle, again, touch him up on the feet a little bit, mix it up again. And I just think that Usman's going to find it very hard to get him down. And like we said, the championship rounds are always crucial in these fights because obviously it was a 3-round fight last time and he was struggling then. Imagine an Usman struggling to get a takedown in rounds 4 and 5, though. And I know his gas tank's got a lot better. But imagine just trying to wear on someone and you just can't get him down. It's going to be discouraging.
Yeah, I really hope this is a really, really competitive fight. The Colby one for Usman was very competitive as well. I mean, you said what was it you said to me before we went live? In terms of this matchup for Kamaru Usman.
Oh, this is 100% his toughest test.
You think?
Just 100% because I know we didn't really see. Like I know Colby Covington's got a good takedown defense, but we didn't really see it because they didn't grapple. But I just think stylistically, this is going to be Kamaru Usman's toughest test because, as I've repeated myself so many times, Edwards has great takedown defense and striking wise, he's a better striker than Colby Covington, and striker than Masvidal. Masvidal's got better boxing, but striker wise, Edwards is overall better than both of them.
It's a different style as well.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Let's read out a couple of chats then. Adam Peake says Usman has developed more in striking. Leon still better though. Teddy Young says Usman has improved more, but Leon is still much better striker. So he said, basically same. Sorry. Adam Peake says because Usman came in as not much of a striker, while Leon was already failing. Was fairly polished. Israel Ferreira says Usman will wrestle Leon in the early rounds to get Leon tired, then finish him in the third and fourth. Ooh, good pick. Ooh, that's interesting.
Nice.
That's a fair shout.
Like I said, he's gonna have to work for the takedown, but he did succeed in the first. I'm not saying he's not going to succeed, but he will have to work for it. But again, because he's working for it again. He's obviously going to get Edwards tired because Edwards is still working for it. But
Yeah.
again, it all depends if he stuffs a couple of takedowns.
Yeah, and Israel Ferreras says this will not go 5 rounds as well. Adam Peake says Usman did have trouble keeping Leon down in the first fight, and Leon didn't have much of any wrestling background. He's become much more well-rounded now. So there's a flip side. You know, you've got potentially Leon's been training more at kind of, you know, the defensive wrestling aspects of it during this time. And then you've got Usman, on the other hand, who's been training more in the striking aspect.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's gonna be so interesting come fight night. Breezy says every good thing comes to an end. Usman's time has come. New champ in town.
Shit.
Michael Palin says Usman wins by knockout later rounds. Chris says, but he also slowed down in both Covington fights.
He did, yeah. That's what he did. 100% right, and that is without wrestling. And obviously, as I said, he's going to have to work for these takedowns. So can you imagine Usman working from round 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah.
And then you get into the championship rounds where Leon could shine. But I'm not saying Edwards is going to have the gas tank as well, because he's surely going to be tired from defending them takedowns.
Yeah. Okay, let's go into the gauge then.
Yes.
Striking-wise.
Stop it. This is what I'm saying, because obviously Usman has improved striking-wise, but as a lot of people are agreeing with me, Leon's already got the striking, if you know what I mean.
I think I'm
going to give it to Leon. I'm going to give it to Leon.
I think it's fair to say that grappling is probably Usman. I think that's pretty much clear as day.
Yes.
Power, though.
Usman.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Speed. Oof.
I'm going to have to go Usman as well.
Usman with speed.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I think like Leon's more of a sniper rather than quick, if you know what I mean.
True.
Like, if that makes sense. I'm not, like more direct, should I say? More direct with his punches rather than quickness.
Yeah. True. Breezy says the only thing that worries is how Edwards got rocked in by Diaz, but then did complacency not kick in?
Oh yeah, 100%. He knew he was winning that fight. He just got lazy.
Yeah, he says I feel like Edwards can be caught similar to Masvidal. So
mate, you're spot on with that. I can see it vice versa. Like I said, I can see Leon stuffing them takedowns. But then if Usman gets him down, it's gonna be a long night for Leon. But then, like you said, that overhand right of Usman.
Yeah, that's true. Cardio though, so who are we going with?
Fucking hell. Because Usman's cardio has improved though as well.
It has.
Just purely because I've seen Usman go 5 rounds more often. I'm gonna go Usman.
Okay.
I know he's like you said. I know he's tired a little bit in them, but like you said, complacency as well. With when Leon was getting a little bit lazy with the Diaz fight.
Yeah. There you go. There you have it. We've got 4 for Kamaru Usman, which is quite impressive. But it's whether or not Leon can do it across 5 rounds. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yes.
Much appreciated. If you haven't done so already, hit a like on the video. Yes, Angus Jenkins, you are right. The ATF prediction video is coming out in 2 minutes' time.
Yes, you're on that, buddy.
And of course, Angus Jenkins will be on that as well. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
You guys have been amazing. This has been a great turnout. Great comments, great thoughts, 100%. Like the thoughts and things that you put in there, like it just speaks volumes of our wonderful community, honestly.
Yeah, no, absolutely. My picks though for the night, I think Tyson Pedro, Wu Yanan. I'm gonna go Aldo via knockout, and I think I'm gonna go Paulo Costa via knockout, and I think I'm gonna go for Kamaru Usman as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tyson Pedro by finish. I'm gonna go Lucy by decision. I'm gonna go José Aldo 2nd round finish. I'm actually gonna go Paulo Costa round 1 knockout, and then I'm gonna go. I know I just spoke really highly of Leon Edwards, but the safest bet for me would be Kamaru Usman decision.
Yeah. Me too. I think decision's probably likely.
Obviously, if I was a betting man, then Leon Edwards all day. But just if I was picking, then I've got to go Usman just because it's the safest bet.
Yeah, I just think I think Usman does more damage throughout the periods of the fight.
Yeah, because this is the thing. If he gets him down as well, it's like I know they said Leon gets back up, but I just think it's going to be a long night for him. If Usman has success, he will prevail and just keep on with that progression.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Adam Peake, we've missed you as well, my man. Okay, let's wrap this up.
We missed you as well.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Stay tuned. We've got another video. Stay on this link. It will take you
Takes you straight to it.
straight to the next video. Absolutely. And we'll see you guys this weekend for the pay-per-view watch along. And good night.